Hello, guys and dolls. How are you? All right, so today we're going to talk about something that's not an easy topic, okay? This unit, in case you don't know, is called Genevieve, and this color is called Irish coffee. There's plenty of density, which is nice. Um, I don't get hot in my head per se in the summer, but if I did want to wear it in the summer, I might pin it up. I don't know, it all depends. But you could wear a cooling towel around your neck and still wear it out in the summer. But it does have decent density. You do not have to worry about tracks ever showing, which is a beautiful thing. So anyway, I didn't do makeup. I don't feel well. I'm still sick and I'm trying really hard to get better because I have physical therapy Wednesday and I don't want to miss another um I don't want to miss another session. So we'll see. It's just not in a hurry and Buckley's is a Canadian cold medication that tastes horrible but works like a dream, and it karate kicks anything that's going on with you, cold wise or anything, knocks that sucker on its butt. So, only problem is it's pretty expensive. So, do I really want to do that? Not particularly. So, I noticed this pattern, okay, with people who have had significant traumas in their life, okay? Two of them, these particular people that I know, two of them have been sexually assaulted. And both of them resort to um, escapism. When you do escapism through drugs, alcohol, gambling, promiscuity, whatever your drug of choice happens to be, you are re traumatizing yourself because you were traumatized. So, if you really think about it logically, that doesn't make any sense, number one. And number two, the problems are still there when you are no longer doing escapism, because if you work or you take care of children or whatever it is that you do, you're going to have to be sober for a little while doing real world things. So you can't escape it 24/7. Okay. And it doesn't work. And you're traumatizing yourself because you were traumatized, which is extremely illogical. Okay. So one of them perpetrates, which we found out the truth. She's got 5 kids. Five? I think five. Anyway, whatever. She's, anyway, she perpetrates, she's never been kissed. She treats men like, why do you always have to bring up sex? And I'm like, that's what men do. Unfortunately, that's what they do. Now, mature adults do not feel the need to bring that up, especially when you first meet them, because men with common sense, which isn't so common, but some people know that that's inappropriate because we just met, okay? But anyway, why you gotta bring up sex? The reason she said that to a guy that I know is because she's trying to perpetrate that she is Mother Teresa and she's never been kissed. Meanwhile, she's got 5 children. So we already know that's not true. Um, because she was assaulted, she escapes to uh, drugs, alcohol, promiscuity, and excessive shopping. Those are her drugs of choice. She can outshop anybody any day of the week. Okay, that's her addiction. Uh, he found that out through her daughter, and that's a long story. They almost had a physical altercation, and the cops had to be called, and it just turned into a big mess because she was talking bad about her daughter on the phone while her daughter lived with her, and she was talking loud to make sure her daughter heard every word. In other words, I don't want you up in my space. I can't bring all these strange men to my house if your behind is up in my face. So her daughter retaliated and then in turn spilled the beans on her fake persona, her fake image, busted her wide open and said, "Your problem is you're a narcissist." So she spilled all her mother's beans. The Mother Teresa act is just an act. She does drugs. She's pro- promiscuous, and like I told the guy, my guy friend, I said the reason she's not promiscuous with you is because you're not spending enough money with her or on her, or you're not giving her enough because she uses men. And her daughter said that too. You use men. You've never had feelings for anybody but yourself. Well, she got very angry because that wasn't supposed to come out. She's supposed to still perpetrate this fake persona. Well, she got busted wide open. Um, and so, she does escapism, drugs, alcohol. She drinks like a fish. Chooses men that are losers because she feels like she's less of a loser if she chooses someone that is below her level, someone who doesn't want to work. She said, "I'm not going to settle." She did settle for a guy who didn't work for 10 years. He sat on his behind and she supplied his alcohol and worked two jobs to pay the bills because he would sit on his ass and do nothing. And then she said she wasn't going to settle after she met my guy friend. And then she proceeded to go after that guy again, the same one who laid on his ass for 10 years. So obviously that all of that was a lie. I'm not going to settle. That's a lie. Everything she said is a lie. Well, yeah, she's an arc. So of course they lie. Like they breathe. The other person I know has also been assaulted when she was younger. And her escapism is alcohol. She's a functioning alcoholic. She's a very hard worker, but she's a very hard drinker. Um, her, she's also very promiscuous as well, and some women use that as a form of escapism too. It might be 20 minutes of excitement, but it's 20 minutes that I don't have to think about my life. It's 20 minutes that I don't have to think about the fact that I was assaulted, that stays with me every single day because I'm not addressing it properly. Okay. So here's the whole deal, okay? You're not going to get better from your trauma until you address it head on. Grab the bull by the horns. Let's go. Um, Otherwise, it's going to be with you forever and it will always have power over you because you're not taking control of it. Okay. So, excuse me, they say you can run, but you can't hide. That's exactly true. Um, Trauma doesn't just disappear. I'm going to drink enough to wash away the pain. I'm going to stay high and the pain will be gone while I'm high. It always comes back. Okay. So if you have a good job that has insurance, you need to look in, inquire about uh, uh, therapy. You need to see if they will cover therapy for you. Okay. If they do not, then you can reach out to your church and say, hey, I really need to talk to somebody. Let's just say you have PTSD. I have PTSD. I've been through some really awful things pertaining to, you could say, if you're a woman, right, you might feel more comfortable talking to another woman in the church instead of a guy. So you can talk to a woman in the church and say, I've been sexually assaulted and as a kid, and it haunts me to this day. I don't have the money to go to a therapist. What do you recommend? You would be surprised at how resourceful your church is and how they know about what the hospitals offer. Sometimes hospitals offer uh, support groups. There's, you know, support group is a good way to go. Um, there's free counseling. There's, uh, if you suffered a trauma at your job will provide therapy for that. When I was an EMT, we called it a CISD, which is a critical incident stress debriefing, and there was a chaplain that was assigned to our company, and when there was something major that happened, they would come in and help with that. That's what the chaplain was there for. They were, I don't know if they were contracted with the company or whatever the arrangement is, but the chaplain would come in and talk to staff about that. Um, so when you ask around, research on your phone, when you ask around, I've been to free support groups for people who have fibro, like what I have, fibromyalgia, like what I have, free. It didn't cost a dime. Okay. There are resources out there that can help you if you do not have insurance. There's on one of my videos, I can't remember which one, one of them recently, that I I put a domestic abuse hotline number on there in case you needed that. Uh, Um, so you'd be surprised what resources are available to you. You might even just research, free support groups in my area. Uh, some counseling is not necessarily free, but they will work on a sliding scale with you. So it depends on how much you make. So they may give you a 10% discount, a 20% discount, or whatever it is. They'll work with you. So it's not going to feel great. I've been to counseling, I've been to therapists. I had to go through several because a lot of them are not correct either. They've got issues. They might have even become therapists so they can understand what the hell is wrong with them. And I'm not being funny, I'm dead serious. So some of them are not exactly dealing with a full deck of cards. So you may, finding a therapist is like trying on a pair of shoes. You have to try them on, different pairs, walk around in them, see how they fit, and go from there. Okay? Don't go once and say, well, that was a colossal waste of time. That person totally disregarded everything I said to them. Don't give up that easily because, like I said, some of them are not right either. Okay? So I went to a therapist once who had a personal call while I sat in her office for about 10-15 minutes while I waited for the session to start. I should have walked out or said, maybe I can schedule at a time that's more convenient for you because obviously you're busy, and then just walk out. And of course, never reschedule with her because she doesn't give a rat's ass about my time, nor does she value what she's supposed to be doing or anything. She's just an airhead, so a selfish airhead. So you have to kind of, you know, go to different people before you find the right fit. Okay. Escapism doesn't work, and it doesn't make sense for you to continue to traumatize yourself with these escapisms that don't work anyway, and they're detrimental to your psyche and they're detrimental to your physical body. That doesn't make any sense. It's like if you suffered a burn on your left arm while it's healing, you deliberately put your arm on a hot stove again just to see if it's hot still. That doesn't make any damn sense. And that's the same thing that you're doing when you're doing escapism. These people, one of them, the one who had a fight with her daughter, and her daughter said, "Your problem is you're a narcissist and you use men," which she does. She also smokes like a chimney, and she has an aneurysm in her brain. She doesn't care. She's gonna keep puffing, baby. She's gonna puff until she can't puff anymore. She doesn't give a shit. So that's another thing that people will do who are traumatized. They will self-sabotage. They will self-sabotage. And they know they're self-sabotaging and they won't stop. So, you know, family and friends get to the point where they're like, they're going to back off of that person because they don't want to continue to sit and watch you lay down on the train tracks and hope you don't get hit by the train. They're going to get tired of that. So they're going to back off of you. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It means they do love you and they don't want to sit here and watch you self-destruct. The person who drinks a lot has already put herself in some very dangerous situations, which could have been life-threatening. Okay. I know of another person. I haven't met her. She has a severe heart condition. Her blood pressure is always extremely low. She's exhausted all the time. She also has an aneurysm. She has two of them. I don't know. She smokes like a chimney too, and she doesn't give a shit. So it gets to the point where when you insist on destroying yourself, you insist, people become cynical, and people who care about you are going to become cynical, and they're going to be like, well, I'm waiting on the phone call. I'm waiting on the phone call for, the police or the hospital or whoever telling me that this person is no longer alive, because that's the road that they're going down. They just don't care. And the one with the heart, I said to one of my friends, I said, well, why won't she put herself on the heart transplant list? Number one, they're not going to put her on the list because if you drink or smoke or do drugs, a lot of places will not put you on the donor list, to receive a donor organ, because you're abusing your body, and that is not fair to somebody who doesn't drink or doesn't smoke. That isn't fair. The hospital told her, we can put you on the transplant list, heart transplant list, but you have to stop smoking right now, and it's going to take, are you ready? Are you ready? It's going to take 7 years for your body to eliminate all of that nicotine. 7 years. Now, common sense would tell me I think I better get the patch, or I better get into some serious therapy and find out why I feel the need to do this all the time anyway, as a coping mechanism, because it's killing me. In addition to my heart is killing me, I'm killing myself. So you would think, and I'm being logical, I need to stop right now, and I got to wait it out for 7 years if I survive for 7 years. She's not interested in stopping. She's going to continue to do it, and her name is not on the list. Some people would rather take a chance on dying. This way they don't have to deal with their pain. This way they don't have to face anything anymore. If that's what a person wants to do, there's not a damn thing you could do to talk them out of it. If they insist on dying, let them die. You know what we used to say back in the day? Tell your mama to have your suit ready. In other words, whatever you want to be buried in, let us know so we can make sure that when you get dressed, they dress you at the funeral home, that you have your favorite dress on, or your favorite suit on, or whatever it is, your favorite tie. Because the road you're going down, you are in a race car and you are speeding down a dead end, and there's a humongous tree at the end of the road, and you're determined to hit that sucker. Go for it. Go for it. If that's what you want to do, go for it. You grown. You don't have to live. You don't have to face your demons. You can let them face you or hit you in the face. Whatever you want to do, it's your choice. But I'm telling you the smarter option. I'm telling you the smarter option. Because what you're doing is not working. Okay? I know of a lady, I don't know her, I haven't met her. She's promiscuous as hell. She'll beg anything not bolted to the ground, honey. And the sooner the better. Okay, you want to come to my house? I've got a swing. She said she's got a swing in her house. She's a professional woman. She has a decent career. And she's lost. So she has as much casual sex as humanly possible. So you were already hurt by whatever your demons are that are still chasing you. You're letting men use you, beat your body up in the bed sexually. What does that resolve? That makes you feel used. They're using your body to get off with. So your body is a sex toy to them. They ain't thinking about you. They ain't got no more feelings for you than the man on the moon. Okay? So you're re-traumatizing yourself for being traumatized. That doesn't make any freaking sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I'm going to tell you something else on a different coin, on a different flip side. If somebody comes to you and they tell you something awful, like they were assaulted when they were growing up, or they were assaulted as an adult, or one of my friend's daughters, who I was kind of a pseudo big sister to her, she was sexually assaulted by multiple men. She had a lot to drink that night, so she does not remember what they look like or anything like that. Because I asked her, did you go to the doctor? Did you file a report? And when I questioned her, it wasn't in an attacking way. Like, what do you mean you don't remember? What the hell? Don't do that. Don't do that. Because that person is opening up their heart to you. They're opening up their soul and their spirit to you. The last thing you want to do is kick them in it. All right? Don't shame them. Don't go, oh, well, why were you in that situation in the first place? That don't make no sense. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because you're going to make them regret telling you anything. So don't do that. Okay? All right? Operate with, as Lee would say, space and grace. Now, I established with her and her sister a long time ago, you could talk to me about anything, and I'm not going to run back and tell your dad. Her mom had went back overseas. We're not even going to go into that. She didn't want to be a wife or mother, so she disappeared, and whatever. So she needed a female in her life that could understand, female things that dad may not totally get, okay? And I said, I'm not going to run back and tell your dad what you tell me because it's private. Now, if you're doing something that is dangerous to yourself or other people, that's going to be a different story. So when she confided in me, I said, I'm pretty sure I probably said, what do you mean you don't remember? And she said, I had too much to drink. And there's also a possibility that she was also roofied. So that could be why she doesn't remember too. Okay. But when I asked, there's a difference between, what do you mean you don't remember? What do you mean? And there's a difference in that between that and, what do you mean you don't remember? That's not necessary. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Because it took everything in that person's, every bit of who they are to come to you in the first place. Handle that like it's a $100,000 crystal vase. Okay. Handle it gently and with care. Okay. And then research, resources in your area, in that person's area, that can help them get through this, because a lot of people would rather run. I'm going to stay drunk. I'm going to stay high. I'm going to keep screwing men. I'm going to keep screwing women. I don't care. I'm going to keep smoking even though I have an aneurysm. I don't care. Puff, puff, puff. If they insist on destroying themselves, like I said, there's nothing you can do. But on the flip side, when they do, if they come to you and say, I've got to tell you something, and it's going to kill me to say this out loud because I've never said this out loud. Give me a minute. You know what I mean? Just be quiet, listen, and give love and give support. They don't need to hear, what was you doing in that situation? That don't make no sense. What did you expect to happen? The kind of life you've been living, I'm surprised you're still alive now. And then you got this going on, and bye, bye, bye. We're not in college, and we don't need a lecture. We need resolution. Okay? We need resolution. And they also need you to not, not jump on the phone and tell the whole family, oh, girl, you better be sitting down. I got something to tell you. That's between you and that person. Okay? Handle it like it is a $100,000 crystal vase. Be gentle and tender with it. Okay? It takes a lot for somebody to admit it to themselves, much less somebody else. All right? All right, you guys take care. And I'll talk to you later. And I'm hoping to get better. I really am. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's crazy. Y'all take care. Bye. Love you. Happy New Year.